guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about Tonewood and acoustic guitars. How much of this actual Tonewood really affects the sound of a guitar acoustically? Well, not as much as you'd like to think. I've been playing guitar for over 35 years, knowing what I'm doing, but I've actually been, since I was about 5. I've been teaching for well over 25 years, been repairing for almost as much, doing my own setups, etc., helping out people here and there that need it. Anyway, so when it comes to a guitar, it's not. It would be nice to have like a 10,000 guitar because it's bragging rights for a 10 grand guitar, right? $20,000 guitar, bragging rights. 6,000, bragging rights. Really, that's about all it boils down to. Now, there are many different styles, shapes, sizes of bodies, guitars, etc. And even if you put all the same bloody strings on all the guitars out there, they're all going to sound different. Okay? Why? Because of that same reason. Now, if you take two of these CC60s together, you're going to find that they sound different, even if they're the same CC60 model. Now, this is the SCE, so it's a cutaway electric, so it's acoustic electric. You can get this same model in a straight CC60S, and that means solid top, okay? But no electronics. It's going to sound different, but it's the same woods. Shouldn't sound any different. Well, you like to think it's the same wood. It's not. There's if you're into philosophy and stuff, Confucius say you cannot step on the same piece of water twice, right? Granted, that's correct. You can't. It's not possible. Same as when they cut down a tree. If they use the same tree for the same top, backs, side, neck, whatever, the tree is different throughout. The tree has different weaknesses and strengths throughout every slice that they do to make a guitar. Scallop bracing versus unscallop bracing. Difference in sound, even with the same woods, same shape, same dimensions, right? And nothing's ever made 100% the same anyway. There's always little inconsistencies that change them. So, which is another reason on top of that why you're not going to get the exact same sounding guitar even in the same model. The same thing applied to, well, it does apply to pellet guns. Daisy came out with a video not that long back, well, for me anyways, not that long back, a few years ago. They said, we can make 10,000 of these 800 series pellet gun rifles. I guarantee you not one of them's going to shoot the same. None of them are going to have the same sight lineup. None. Same rifling, never happened. Okay? Even though physically they look the same on the outside, they look like the same parts. They're not the same guns, right? So when you compare that into anything else in life, it's the same deal, right? So we're talking about guitars today and sound and where Tonewood actually lies in these things. Now, a tighter grained wood versus a looser grained wood, that's going to change the tone in the guitar. So let's say we build two CC60s, but we make the change in the top, okay? We go with this same spruce top, but we want a tighter grain. Or, hey, let's change it up. Let's go rosewood, okay? A complete solid rosewood top. Same thickness, should be anyways. Same bracing, same everything, just the top material. Is it going to be a different sounding guitar? Of course it is, because rosewood resonates differently. It's a tighter grained wood. It's a very stiff wood in comparison to spruce, okay? Same as cedar. I don't think cedar should go near any guitar, period, because it's notorious for dry rot as it is. So, string length dictates intonation, but it also has some dictational on sound, okay? I've got the exact same set of strings on both of these guitars as far as gauge and brand goes, although they're still not the exact same strings. And that's when we get into talking about strings, but let's just pretend they're exactly the same, right? materials for this one. Okay. Now these strings have all been changed within the last week, including the Takamine. Again, same strings. These are all 1152s on all three of these guitars. A lot different in the grain too on this one. Thickness of the tops, all different. None of them are the same. Okay? Woods are not the same. Okay? But what else isn't the same? Well, we've got two cutaways and a dreadnought. We've got two basically full-size guitars versus a little three-quarter jobby. Okay? Box size of the body is different. Okay? Depth is different. So, when it comes to Tonewood, is it really the wood? A lot of it is, and I'll agree 100% that there is a lot of truth in Tonewood on acoustic guitars. Okay, but you can change the sound and tone of any guitar, not just acoustics, but any guitar, by simply changing to either a different brand or a different gauge of strings. Okay, this thing came with 1254 coated Elixir Nano Webs. I got D'Addario 1152s non-coated. What else have I got? Tusk pins instead of plastic crap. Okay, these pins alone calm down the tones on this thing. I've also changed the pins in my Fender as well. So what else is different? Spacing of the strings are different. Nut material and saddle material is different. That changes tone and sound as well. The rosewood is rosewood, isn't it? No, it's not. But the rosewood fingerboard, or your fingerboard, has to do more with sustain. Okay? The material your frets are made out of does actually do a little bit for the tone, right? Same with the height. Another thing that changes the sound of the guitar is also how you strum. The gauge of pick you use is a big contributing factor to how any guitar will sound, okay? I use a 0.46 millimeter to no more than a 0.50 millimeter pick for all my guitars, and I mostly use the 0.46, and I can play any genre of music on any guitar, okay, including electrics, that anybody else can play, and get the same results if I practice hard enough to duplicate what they're doing and I have the right equipment to duplicate that tone, okay? How you hold the pick, how tight in, makes a difference on how you can pull stuff off or not. But the material the pick is made of dictates sound as well, okay? So you've heard the 0.46. Some guys like thicker picks. I used to use a 0.73 growing up, and that's what my teacher got me onto, and I was bad for breaking strings with it. That's not it. So I got onto these .46 picks, and I thought, wow, what a difference in sound my guitar has now. I really liked my guitar even more, just by making one change. And then of course after that I never ever broke a pick again. Now, here's a .73 mil, same pick that my teacher got me onto. This is going back over 35, 36 years ago. Okay, now let's listen. More bass, dulling things out too. Okay. Grab the tack of squeamy. Okay, put this one down. We'll go back to the .46 there for a second. Much brighter. Just the way I like it. Okay? Changed my tone just by changing a pick. Who'd have thought, huh? So, wood does make a difference, yes. A stiffer top is going to be brighter in some aspects and duller in others. A looser grained wood can be definitely more bassy, you know, and be calmed down a little bit. It depends on the wood too and how tight or how loose the grain is. You know, but even taking guitars with the same apparent spruce wood, okay. My wife has a CC60, no electronics, and hers is right-handed, and it's a dreadnought, not a cutaway. Her grain is tighter than mine, okay? So her top's a little stiffer, even though it's solid. So hers has a different sound to it as well, okay? Her neck, oh, I love how the wood grain just blows up on her neck. It's like, I wish I could take her neck and throw it on this thing, you know, because that is a nice wood neck she's got on her guitar. This is nice too, same wood, but different pattern, right? Just wow, you know. So, yeah. Tuners, do they have any effect over your tone? Not really, no. If there is, it's like maybe 1%. They're more for tuning stability than anything. So better quality tuners are going to give you better tuning stability, but they're not going to change the sound. Okay? The material that the neck is made out of does make a difference on sustain. Martin Guitars has gone into what's called Stratobond, and that's thousands upon thousands of layers of thin slices of wood all meshed together and then cut out into blocks, and then those are turned into our necks, and makes for an extremely strong neck, extremely, and not very sensitive at all to humidity at all. Plus the fact that the new Rich-Lite fingerboards aren't affected by humidity, so the likelihood of you getting fret sprout is minimized by well over 95% now, okay? And the Stratobonds are nice, depending on the pattern. It could be a little ugly to some people. I know my OMCX Martin, when I first looked at that guitar and I saw the neck, I was like, Aisha, let's play it. But then I grew to really like that pattern, and my new Martin has a Stratobond neck where you don't really see much of the Stratobond because of the finish they put on it. And it's like, wow, that's just amazing, you know. Still being Stratobond. It's still wood, but it's wood with either resins or glue, however they hold it together. But it is definitely one strong wood, and it does not like to move and shift around, which is good, right? Mind you, a solid body acoustic is very critical with humidity compared to something with laminated back and sides and a solid top. But any solid top, period, is going to be critical to humidity. But when you have a full body that's all made out of solid pieces, not laminates, that is very critical, okay? But the sound that can be produced differently is always so night and day. And I love my new Martin DRS-1 because it's all solid sapelli. And it's like, that is beautiful. So I really like it. The looks, I really like the sound of it. And it plays like a dream. It's just a wonderful guitar. And I didn't have to spend 10 or 20,000. I only had to spend 1,100 bucks Canadian, with a really nice case too. So, in all, I will agree Tonewood is real in acoustics. I've always known it's a real thing. But I also know a lot about wood because I've been a woodworker for a long time. And I know the difference in sound too, even if you got two guitars. Like if you took like a Chinese copy, okay, even of my CC60 or my Takamine, whatever, and my guitars have scallop bracing, and the Chinese copy doesn't. Sound difference? Sure it is. Big? Oh yeah. Okay, because that scallop bracing is part of resonating the body too, the top and the bottom, okay, where they place the X-frame, okay, on the top as well, how it's placed. If it's out by as much as a millimeter, okay, it's going to be a drastic change in tone of that top and how that top resonates and creates its sound with the rest of the guitar, you know, makes a difference. So, another reason too why no two guitars are ever alike. One of my students has this same model as mine, of this Fender, and I love the grain pattern on her top. Plus she's got some nice bear claw in it. You know, it's like, that's really sick, you know. But, you know, great guitar, you know, and, but they don't sound the same. You know, the actions are set up almost identical, you know, but I say almost identical because you can't get the actions set up twice the same on any guitar. That's all done by humans, so, you know, us humans are not perfect, so we can get things close, but never dead on anyway. Even a machine can't get anything dead straight on every single time. That, my friends, is another whole video to explain the machining processes of wood, metals, and plastics, and that we're not going into on this one. So, but anyways, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't want to get into too technical stuff. If you want to see more on this subject, leave a note in the comments saying, yes, I'd like to see a part 2, and we can continue on about the whole process of, you know, going through the guitars, and, you know, and I'll even throw in, if you want, that machining stuff in there, and what I know about that kind of a process, and about guitars, and what, and because of that, why there's so many differences, other than woods, of course. There are actually dimension differences in one guitar to another, even of the same model, which changes their sound as well, okay? Looks to the eye can be very deceiving. Get down to the nitty-gritty, you're going to find differences. So anyways, that's all for me for now. Hey, I guess we'll catch you guys in the next video. So thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, smash that button, hit the bell to get notifications for when I upload stuff. And hey, we'll just have a great old time here on YouTube. Catch ya.